welcome to the lower body leg day flow. Today, my focus is to work on finding the tension that we hold in our bodies. We hold a lot of it sometimes in our hips and our lower bodies. Connecting that by grounding and really not fighting what we're holding, but being open to working on it. Finding that connection between the physical to the mental realm, breathing through the motions, surrendering within yourself, and then making that connection that you are in control of what you represent and how you flow in the world. It's a two-way path. What you give off is what typically comes back to you in a mirror fashion. So as you work through and you find that tension within, you start to release. You start to flow better with everything around you. So let's go. We're going to start sitting on our mats. So we're going to start seated with our legs stretched out in front of us. If you already feel tightness here, go ahead and bend a little bit. We're just kind of finding where we're tight, and slowly we'll get into some deeper stretches. So go ahead and deep breath up. And as you release forward, lead with your chin to your toes, keeping that neutral spine, traveling only as deep as your body will let you. Big deep breath. Let's go up again. Travel forward. And one more. One big deep breath. Nice. Okay, go ahead and cross your legs in a comfortable position. We're going to reach forward with that same neutral spine, traveling as far as you feel comfortable, waking up the body. Find that the breath helps you get a little deeper in position. It helps you get rid of that anxiety or that outer body feeling that you don't have the space or the control for your motion. Go ahead and cross through to down dog. If you're still feeling tight, no worries. We're gonna rock out a little bit. Remind our body that we're in control. And we're here to help release that inner tension and find some common ground with ourselves. So go ahead and take that left foot forward to the outer part of your mat. Finding a really strong stance here. So if you have to walk your right leg back, go for it. So here we're going to drop that right knee down to low lunge. Just finding some small motion here. And waking up the legs. Let's do two more. Nice. Bring that right leg forward, symmetrical with your left. We're going to drop down into the Garland Pose. Hands to heart center. Feel that resistance of your knees wanting to come in and your elbows pushing out. Creating that nice little stretch in the inner thigh area. From here, we're going to draw our left leg back, keeping our hands on the inner part of the right foot, finding that right strong lunge stance. Go Go ahead and drop that left knee for some small low lunges. Take that right foot back. Let's reset into down dog. Kind of swivel your hips a little bit. You should feel a little bit more in tune with your tightness. So we're going to travel up with our left leg, but in between our hands this time for crescent lunge. Go ahead and flow up to the top. Feel that right quad really stretching. To give yourself a little bit more of a stretch, go ahead and lean back some more. Deep breath. From here, we're going to travel up to the Stork Pose, bringing your right leg up with a nice, strong stance. This is going to challenge your balance here. And release your breath. From here, you can go right into chair pose. If you want a little bit more of a challenge and stretch, bring that right leg over your left knee, hands to heart center. As you drop down into chair pose, we're going to bring our hands up above our head. So deep breath in. As you release, dropping down in that chair pose, feeling that right glute really stretch, go as deep as you can. Keeping your eye gaze forward for balance. Let's do 2 more big deep breaths. And 1 more. Go ahead and travel back with a wide step into your warrior 2 pose. Big deep breath here, nice strong stance. Reverse your warrior. And bring it down to a triangle pose. Gazing up at that right hand, twisting slightly in the torso, feeling that left inner thigh all the way up, stretch. From here, we're going to circle the hands around to find our right lunge. Go ahead and walk that left foot out and drop down. If you feel like you want a little bit more balance, go ahead and drop your hands down to support you. If not, you can bring those hands to heart center or even bring them out wide. And we're going to travel to the left side, popping that right toe and getting that really strong stance, but extra stretch all the way from our ankles up. So go ahead and switch sides. And 1 more time. So from here, go ahead and drop your hands down. We're going to find side plank. You can stack your feet or separate them for balance. And once you have that balance, go ahead and stretch really strong over. Finding the line from your right hand all the way down to your hip area stretch. From here, drop your right foot back. We're going to go into wild thing. Swoop over and a nice mini back bend. Go ahead and flow through your vinyasa. We're going to prepare for the other side. Go ahead and bring that right leg through your hands. Travel up to the crescent lunge. Give yourself that nice extra stretch at the top if you have it. Flow through to Stork Pose, bringing your left foot up, creating a nice strong standing balance, grounding yourself, gazing forward, reminding yourself that you are here. You are in control of your body. Go ahead and find your balance with your left leg over and above your right knee. If not, you can find that chair pose again. Hands to heart center as you slowly travel downward. Bring your arms up for a big deep breath. Travel deeper if you can with each breath. And 2 more. And 1 more. Go ahead and take a big, strong step back forward to your warrior 2. Strong in stance, steady. Reverse your warrior. And into triangle pose. Go ahead and travel upward. We're going to find that side lunge again. Bringing that toe up, holding the ground if you need some extra support. And let's move to the other side. And switch. And switch. From here, we're going to find our side plank, so hands on the inside. Stack those feet. Go ahead and reach over, find that full long line body stretch. And into the wild thing. This is my favorite. Go ahead and travel through your vinyasa. And meet me in down dog. Let's do a couple of reset breaths. Okay, so step or jump to the top of your mat. From here, we're just going to do a forward fold and rebalance. Find our center. Go ahead and lengthen. And fold. And lengthen. This time, take your right foot back and just to a mini lunge, both feet facing forward. You can have a slight bend in your left standing leg here, and we're just going to simply drop our knee down and touch and feel that hamstring stretch at the top. Let's do a couple more. Nice. Go ahead and take that right foot, slide it all the way back. Take your left foot, slide it to the right side of your mat. From here, we're just going to find that stretch of the outer glute. Preparing for the pigeon pose next. So when you're ready, you can stay here, or you can go ahead and drop that knee down to pigeon. Tuck in that right knee and foot, and just gaze forward. This is a very tough pose. Go ahead and breathe through it. You can stay here. You can sit a yoga block underneath your hip. When you're ready, you can walk your hands forward. You can bend your elbows and drop your head. Hold wherever's comfortable. Just take a couple deep breaths. Nice job. Go ahead and walk your hands in. Come back to plank to reset. And we're going to travel with that right foot forward. Drawing that left leg in for that mini lunge. Immediately feeling the stretch on our hamstrings. Go ahead and bend that leg if you need to have a little bit of give. So we're going to go for some mini pulses here, touching your knee to the mat and up for a couple of reps. Nice. So from here, we're going to take our left leg back into a lunge. Go ahead and tuck that knee under in your toe. We're going to bring our left leg over. Keep that back leg up. Bring that right foot over to the left part of the mat. And we're just going to hold here for that right glute. You can hold this pose for breathing, or go ahead and drop that leg down to pigeon. Now tucking that knee and that toe underneath and coming as forward as you can with this challenging pose. I know I feel different tensions on each side of my body, and this is a good way, doing some single leg stretches, to really feel each side of your body. So from here, go ahead and walk your hands up, travel backward into plank, and just go for a big stretch in your down dog. Walk your feet forward. We're just gonna find the center of the mat here for the goddess position. So go ahead and take your feet wide into sumo position, hands to heart, and we're just going to drop here. This is a nice, strong stance. As you sit in this position, really ground your feet, feel your heels, feel your toes. Remind yourself that you're grounded. Remind yourself that you're here, that you're fully in control, that you have the space and you can take the space that you need in this world. Go ahead and forward fold. You can kind of heel toe your feet in, so just so they're wider than your hip. Leading with your chin to the ground, keeping that neutral spine. Go ahead and clasp your hands behind you. Travel as far as you can over, just giving yourself that little extra stretch. You can travel over to the right leg, taking that left arm, stretching it as far over the foot as you can. Go ahead and walk to the other side, taking that right arm over the left foot as far as you can. So from here, go ahead and walk to the front of your mat just for a little extra challenge. Murphy challenged. We're going to do some calf raises, mostly to work on balance. Finding your gaze forward, hands on your hips, just slight bend in your knee for give, and go ahead and come up. And just kind of play with it. Find your balance. Squeeze those calves. Let's do a couple more. And then prepare to stop at the top. So come up on this one and go ahead and stop at the top. Here, find your balance. You're going to be a little bit wobbly stopping. Once you do, go ahead and draw those arms all the way up to the top, similar to how you're about to dive into a pool. Hold this position. Now we're going to dip as far as you can down without losing your balance or touching your heels in the ground. So go ahead and bend all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Good job. Go ahead and roll onto your back. We're going to start with that figure 4 pose that we did standing, but now on our backs. So go ahead and take that left leg over your right knee, Your arms grabbing underneath your thigh on your right side and just slightly pulling in. Here you have the balance on your back just to kind of really feel this. You don't have to worry about standing or moving on this one. So go ahead and just find it, find your tension and take a good deep breath. And each time you breathe, pull in a little deeper. One more. Nice job. Release. And just fan your legs a little bit back and forth. And we're going to go ahead to the other side. Taking your right ankle over your left knee, finding that figure four position. Hands weave through underneath your left leg, pulling forward slightly, and taking a big deep breath. Let's do 2 more big deep breaths. Nice job. Go ahead and release. Let's fan those legs out. Nice job. So here we're going to find the happy baby. As you draw your knees upward and your feet flat against the ceiling, bring your elbows in on the inner parts of your knees, but grasp on the outer parts of your feet. So here you're going to find that same sort of resistance where your feet are trying to push the ceiling away, but your hands are pulling your knees down to the floor. So from here, go ahead and just find your way to your Savasana. Taking as much space as you need. Releasing all that tension. Traveling up from your feet. Releasing that tension from your quads. Releasing your fingers. Parting your lips. Letting go of any tension, any resistance that you have in your mind that's keeping you stagnant, it's keeping you closed. Tell yourself right here, right now, you have everything. You have all of the answers. Sometimes just simplifying life and reconnecting physically, taking time for yourself to release that sort of tension brings you back into the space where you feel in control, back into the space where your brain and your body come into a synergy and you feel powerful. Remind yourself that that's always there. So you can go ahead and pause if you need a little extra time. If you're ready, start wiggling your toes, your hands. And meet me up to center. So I hope you enjoyed this today. It's just a little reminder that you are fully in charge of bringing yourself back to your roots, that you can ground yourself in many ways, but kind of releasing that physical tension helps you find that path to release that mental tension, to feel in control, to feel like you have surrendered to what is going on within and releasing it outward. Connecting your roots and creating an energy that you're in control of and that you can give back to the world. Everything that we give is mirrored back to us. So we're in charge of creating those roots that flow, the roots that speak to us, the roots that we only know the answers to. So I hope you guys have a great day. Namaste.